Okay, hello, hi everyone. It's been a while since our last tutorial, and yeah, we took time to look at your feedback and to see how, from your feedback, we can begin to help each other. So, in today's tutorial, we'll look at a number of things, but we are going to start with page creation and menus and submenus. So we are going to look at creating pages for those of us that have not yet been able to create the pages for our departments. And then we are going to look at how to create submenus. So for example, we have a menu item about, then under about we have a submenu item uh, named department, and under departments we have a number of submenu items. So when it comes to menu items, we want to be able to use them in a way that this submenu item that is containing other menu items should not have a link that directs to anywhere. So see, if I click on departments there, it should not take me anywhere. But then if I click on a submenu item, let's say for example I click on fisheries and livestock, it should be able to redirect me to the page where fisheries and livestock sit. But if I come back and I click on departments, I should not be able to go anywhere. So we're going to log into our backend as per usual, uh, believing that this is a part that we are now comfortable with and we know how to log into the backend by now. So once we have logged into our backend, we are going to assume that we'll create a new menu item that we are going to use as an example in this training process. So we already have this existing menu item. So for the sake of our demonstration, I will create a new menu item, and then we will create sub items below it, and then we will create a layer of sub items below it. So let's say I have a menu item called projects. So we will add a menu item called projects, and then we will see how we can bring it down to the submenus. So how do I do that? I will go to my appearances, and under my appearances I'll click on menus, and then there's a point to note when we come to our menus is that we should always ensure that the correct menu is being edited. So here we have an option where we select the actual menu that we want to edit. So here I have two menus. I have my primary menu and my publications menu. So let me show you the difference. This is how I know if I am editing a correct menu or a publications menu. If I scroll down and look at my menu items the way they are sitting, and then I go to my front end and look at my menu items the way they are sitting, if they are corresponding, it means I am editing the correct menu. But if it's another menu selected, say it is the publications menu, and I click select, you will see that my menu items are different. This is not how my front end looks. So this is a telltale sign that I am not editing the correct menu. So all of us on our pages, we will have uh, two menus here where it says select menu. We have the publications menu, and then we have our main menu which is actually sitting on the front end of our website. So always make sure that the main menu is selected. So once my main menu is selected, I want to create a new menu item called projects. So how do I do that? So that menu item is supposed to hold sub-menu items. So when I click on it, it should not have a link in it that takes me anywhere. So it should just be a main menu item that is going to hold sub-menu items. So how do I make a menu item that does not have a link attached to it? I will come here where it says custom links. So once I come on custom links, I will click there and my custom link will open. So now I want to create a menu item called projects. I will name this menu item as project, like that. And since I want this menu item to hold other sub-menu items, it should not have a link that takes it anywhere. So here what I'm going to do is that I'm going to put a hash there so that this menu item does not lead us to anywhere, so it is hashed. So I will click add to menu, and when I click add to menu, it definitely goes to the bottom and it is there, and I will save. Okay, once I have saved, I will come to my front end and refresh, and I will see that my menu item called projects is now showing there. If I click on projects, you've seen even in my URL, it just shows a hash, meaning that there's no link going anywhere there. So it will show my website name and a hash. If I click on home, you will see it shows my website URL. If I click on projects, it stays on the home page, but it shows a hash. There's no link there, so it does not take me anywhere. So I have created my main menu item, which will hold my other sub menu items. So I will come back here, and now I want to create another sub menu item that will come under menu. So let's say I name my sub menu item as construction project. So I will name it as construction. But this is also a menu item that I want to hold other sub menu items. So I don't want this menu item to lead me to any page. So I will name this one as construction, like that. And since I want it to hold sub menu items, it will also not have a link, but I will hash it like this. And I'll add to menu, and then I will come down and I will indent it like this so that it is a sub menu item, and I'll save my menu, and I will come back there and I will refresh in the home in the front end, and now I have a sub menu item named construction. If I click on construction, it is also hashed. It is not taking me anywhere. It is hashed equally. So I remain on whatever page that it is that I'm navigating. Now, I want to add sub-menu items to construction, and I want these to be pages. So for example, I will add now a page which contains school constructions. So I will come to pages and I will say add new page. I will open it in a new tab there, add new page, and I will allow it to load, and I will say I want to name this as school constructions, like that. And I will always put my page in Elementor full width, like that, and I will publish my page, and then I will go to edit my page just so that I can have content on it, I will allow my Elementor to load. If you have better internet, this should not take a long time. So whilst it's loading here, I can refresh my menus so that I can see my newly created pages in here. So now that I've refreshed my menus, I can see that my newly created page, School Constructions, is at the top as my most recent page. So I can select this page and add this page to the menu like that, and it will come to the bottom in this manner. So now I want School Construction to be a sub-menu item of construction. So I will come and indent it inwards like that. So parent menu item, sub menu item, and sub menu item. And I will save like that. So now I've created my page called School Construction. I just want to put some text there so that when I move to this page I can be able to see the difference. So this is School Construction, provided I can spell it, construction, like that, and I will update this page. And now if I refresh my front end and I come to projects, remember I click on project is hashed, is not taking me anywhere. I come on the sub menu, I click on construction is hashed, is not taking me anywhere. But now if I click on School Construction, that now takes me to the page where my school construction is. So if I add another page, let me exit to dashboard and then add another page. I will name this page as hospital construction, like that, and I will put it into Elementor full width and I will publish this page. If I come to my menus here and I refresh this page, I will see that hospital construction is there. Now I can click and add hospital construction page, and it has come to the bottom, and I will indent it in the same line with school construction to show that these have the same hierarchy. And then I will save, and when I refresh my front end and I'll go to project, I have construction. I now have two items here, school construction and hospital construction. So if I want to add some text there, I will now go and edit with Elementor and then put some text there so that you can see the effect. And it opens. If you have faster internet, it will load faster, so we allow for this to load. Whilst it is loading, we can take this to home, and it has loaded, and I will name this one hospital construction, like that, and I will update. So if I come to the page where I'm viewing my front end, I will now see that on my page I have a main menu item called project, and then I have a sub menu item called construction. And have I saved my menu items? I need to save my menu here, After I've saved my menu, I refresh my front end. Yes, now I have these two sub-menu items. So this one takes me to the hospital construction page, and this one takes me to the school construction page, and the construction item itself takes me nowhere because it is hashed, and the projects item takes me nowhere because it is hashed. So this is how we create sub-menu containers that don't have a link or don't take us anywhere, but can help us navigate to create sub-menu items. Remember, it can be very confusing for the user to click here and you find there's a link here, there's information, and then here again there's a link, there's information. That way the user will not know where to click and where the information is sitting. So this is why our sub-menu items that are holding other sub-menu items should not have a link or should not direct us to any page, so that there's no confusion in navigation. So I hope this video is going to help us. We can now use this method to come up with something like this. So under departments itself, if I click, it is hashed, it is not taking me anywhere. Even this item under civic leaders, if I click, it is hashed, it is not taking me anywhere. But the individual sub-menu items, if I click public health, they have links, and the links are taking me to live pages. So we're going to look at another item in another tutorial, but for now we can now be able to create our pages and navigate across our sub-menu items and our menu items without a problem. So in the next tutorial, we'll look at another subject based on our feedback form, and that feedback form will help us move forward day by day. So for now, see you in the next tutorial.